Happy New Year, everybody! How are you guys doing today? I really hope that you and your family have a wonderful year filled with God's blessings and so much love and happiness. Guys, in today's video, I really just want to tell you guys about an experience that I had happened to me yesterday, it was December 31st. And I'm hoping that this doesn't happen to you. Like, seriously, somebody did me so wrong. And yeah, it was really bad. So here we go. Okay. I woke up yesterday morning and I got a notification from Rocket Money. So if you don't know what Rocket Money is, it is an app that can actually track your expenses. It keeps an eye on your bank balance and it will remind you of like what kinds of bills are due, especially when you have those big bills. They'll always send a message that, hey, you have this huge payment that's coming up, so you prepare for it. Honestly, if you don't have the app, make it a goal for you in 2025. Anyways, so I woke up in the morning and I got a notification that my bank account was at negative $800, like $827. And I was like, wait, this can't be true. Because most of my bills are actually due on like the first of the month or the second, which is like that's my mortgage payment, my electric bill, like my big bills are actually due either on the first or the second. The first is a holiday, so definitely all my bills were due on the second. I'm telling you, I have never freaked out like that. So I was like, wait a minute, that means my house mortgage is not going to be paid because that was it. My bank account was empty. I mean, when I say empty, I mean it was like clean to the negative. And it was December 31st. So immediately banks, they don't open until like 9 a.m. So I bank with a local credit union here in Colorado. So it wasn't like a bank that could be in the East Coast. Like I could call them at that time. So I had to wait until 9 a.m. When I called the bank, they were like, wait, so what exactly happened? Like, I explained to them, like, I just don't know. I could see some charges like $1,000, $1,020. It was like very random amounts. I could not tell the merchant ID, like what kind of business it was. So and then I told the bank, like, I think my bank account has been hacked. And so immediately they closed the bank account and they were like, okay, you need to fill out this form so that we can do an investigation. So and I was like, how long is that going to take? They were like, yeah, it will take around 10 business days. And I'm like, I don't have 10 business days. I have bills that are due. And I'm telling you, when I say I was just freaking out. I remember my daughter, she came up and she's like, Mom, what is going on? And I was like, yeah, I'm working with the bank. Something's wrong with my bank account. And she was like, no, don't worry. I have money. I could pay the mortgage. I could pay the rent. And I was like, Maya, are you sure about what you're talking about? And I was like, yeah, but I think my kids saw me how I was really like freaking out. Um, but then I knew like I was not going to get a resolution immediately, and I needed to act to just make sure like I have coverage for my bills that were due on the second because the first is a holiday. So, and then I had to tap into my emergency fund to fund my bills, you know, um, that are due tomorrow, the second. But again, that really has, kind of, it shook me. And here I am, I'm looking at my financial goals for 2025. I've been writing everything down. You can see me. Yeah, that is what I've been doing today. And honestly, I can tell you in this month of January, this incident has actually uh, kind of made me have different kind of goals that I want to I want to achieve in 2025. If you know me, my channel is about a lot of things, but it's also about living, an intentional life. making sure your finances are good, your health is good, your what you're eating, travel, so many things um, that I'm so intentional about in life. I'm a single mom. I try to provide my kids, you know, the best as I can, but also that comes with a lot of discipline in terms of how I use my money. My kids and I travel every year, but we are able to do that only because we budget so much. There is no really like a blueprint that works for everybody the same way. You gotta have to figure out what works for your family. But for me, yes, I am always very intentional about finances. I have come to um, realize like financial literacy is very much a must. It's something that if you've never like dived into, it doesn't matter how much money you make. That is at least something that I've come to realize. Like, I work in finance and I know people that make a lot of money, but then they are struggling every day compared to myself that I don't make so much, but then I'm able to efficiently use my money. So, what I can tell you is if you're not investing in educating yourself on how to manage your finances, then you're doing yourself a disservice. One of the books that I read, it was around 2012, was the Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. That book was a game changer for me. Like, it's kind of like a book that I would revisit every time I find myself kind of like getting out of track. But again, there's a lot of information out there. We have YouTube, there is a lot of resources that can help you get into better place financially in 2025. But I'm going to go back to some of the goals that I'm looking to um, really focus on especially in the month of January, just because of this incident where I wake up and my bank account is clean. And so one of the things that I'm going to ensure that I stay on track and keep it as a goal for myself throughout 2025 is building that emergency fund. I'm telling you, like, if I did not have an emergency fund, I don't know what I would be um, doing today. Simply because some of us who are immigrants, if you're in America and you're from another country, you don't have a lot of family to borrow money from. So building that emergency fund is very, very important. Dave Ramsey talks about like your emergency fund should be at least 6 months of your bills. You know what? You got to start from somewhere. So for me, my goal would be to make sure that emergency fund is there and it's enough to cover my bills at least for 2 months, 3 months, you know, such that if a situation like this happened, I am able to pay my bills. And so I am so thankful that I had an emergency fund in place as I wait for the bank to resolve the issue that I had. And hopefully I am able to get my money back and then, you know, refund my emergency fund. Okay. Number two, I am looking to secure my passwords. I went in today and I changed every password that I have for my different apps, my different bank accounts, and um, ensure that they're not the same passwords. But also, I feel like I need to look for, I know people have talked about apps that actually help you look up your passwords. So that is going to be my goal in 2025. I want to make sure my bank accounts are secure. I want to make sure my passwords to my different apps, different, um, you know, important websites that I visit, like, if you have a 401k, if you had, investments, all of that require passwords. So I need to make sure that I secure everything. And so, guys, if you know of an app that I can use for that, please let me know. Drop down on the comment section the name of the app because I am going to be checking it out. Uh, Number three, one of my goals for uh, 2025, and I think this could be for you as well, is to ensure you have Rocket Money. I mean, they are not sponsoring my video at all, but let me tell you, if it wasn't for Rocket Money, I could not have known that there was something going on in my account. I mean, they are so quick to tell you what is happening. And my gosh, I'm thankful for Rocket Money because it could have been worse than that. Uh, the other thing that I'm looking to do in January is a no spend month. Oh my gosh. I think I was planning to do a no spend month of January. That means we only buy the food that we need, but I'm not saying don't pay your bills. Please, guys, pay your bills. But you have to be intentional about your spending. For us, when it's a no spend month, we only try as much as possible to just buy the food that we need. My kids call it's the month that we just eat rice and beans. And I'm like, yes, it's rice and beans and noodles. But then maybe in February, we could have a steak. Who knows? So I feel like by default, I don't have a choice really but to do no spend January because I mean, I don't have any money right now, you know. Until I get the situation situated, I going to have to dig into my freezer, look into my pantry, and start to meal prep and cook all my meals from home. There's no eating out in this time of no spend. So my number five goal is to look at all my subscriptions. I mean, 3 months ago, there was a promotion on Amazon for Disney Channel that was going for $1 and something. I think now, no, it was like $1.25 to subscribe. So I did that because the kids were going to be home for Christmas for around 2 weeks. They've been enjoying that, but it's going. I have DoorDash because, hey, I'm a single mom. Sometimes I work late, I work overnight, you know, it's been very convenient to just go into the app and order food. I am definitely canceling all the subscriptions that I know I can do without, that I don't need. Especially when kids go back to school, they don't need to be on any of this TV shows or whatever. So I'm going to be canceling a lot of the subscriptions that I know I'm subscribed to and I really don't need it. And guess what? Rocket Money helps you with that too. They will tell you the apps, the subscriptions that you have that probably you might have it and you're not even using it. Sometimes I'm not even aware. My kids sometimes sign up on some stuff and I'm like, how do we get that? So I am going to be looking at my subscriptions. I'm looking at my bills like ADT, car insurance, um, all the bills that I have, even just my, not cable, but my internet, I am going to be taking a day off from work and actually start calling and starting to compare rates with other different providers or other different companies and just make sure that I am getting the best rate out there. And so it is one of my goals for this year to honestly, pay the right amount. I don't have to overpay for, and you shouldn't too. So number six, guys, is bringing my kids into the conversation. Oh my gosh, I just feel like I think when your kids understand what you are trying to do and trying to achieve financially, you are in a better place to actually succeed. Because you know what? And I think this is also for us single moms. There's always this mom guilt that you want to compensate for something. But then I have realized kids are very resilient and they honestly would love to be part of the conversation than to just like, oh, tell them like on the fly that, oh, we can't have that because, we are on a norm spend month. No, I think it is very important that our kids know what you're trying to do so that when we are on the journey of saving money, they are aware that, yeah, we're not going to be able to afford this or buy this or eat this whenever they want it, because we are on a goal that we need to achieve. I found that to be very difficult sometimes during the no spend months, especially if your goal is not to eat out. We could be passing by, like, a McDonald's or, you know, Taco Bell, and the kids are like, "Mom, can we just have tacos? Can we just have this?" And I'm just like, it's easy to be like, okay, yeah, it's just for one day, but then you break that promise, and they will be like, yeah, I know it was no spend last month, but we were able to do it anyways. We were able to have pets. And so I think engaging the kids and bringing them into the conversation ahead of time will set you up for a better outcome when it comes to reaching your goal. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something that you are going to set up as a goal for yourself in the year of 2025. I really wish you a wonderful year. Thank you for the support last year, and I am hoping that this year we're going to be learning together. We're going to be engaging each other in the comment section. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and until next time, guys, peace.